And this way it'll give everyone a couple minutes to get on with us. I had it, because I'll send out the little notification for all those people that forget, even though I remind everyone like 5 times.
Well, at least you have a regular schedule. I wish I did. I wish I could say, hey, I'm going to do something live every week, but I don't. I go, hey, I'm getting on in 5 minutes.
Or I just start live like I did last night. I was expecting you to jump on.
Like literally, he's
give me crap
on my stream. He's posting messages, and then my thing came to an end, and then I get a message that he went live. I'm like, he didn't freaking say, "Oh, hey, Jester, I'm going to go live if you want to come by," or anything. I'm like, dude, what the hell?
Right? Yeah, that's. I didn't see anything, Tony. So otherwise, I would have jumped on.
Mitch got on, gave me crap.
Yeah, because I owed you.
You said you were passed. You might have been passed out.
No, yeah, it was.
He's like, Kevin might be passed out already.
Yeah, I was. Up
we got some people here already. Let's go. No enemies here. Uh-oh.
Devin.
Hey, G, what's going on, my friend? Good to see you. We need to have him on. We need to get him scheduled. What is he too big time for us now?
He's pretty big time now. He's like Mr. Lock and Load,
I know, Mr. Lock and Load there. Richard, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see everyone. We're just starting a few minutes early. We're waiting on Ruff. Hopefully he'll get up from his little nap, because he's across the pond, so it's a little late for him. He probably had a couple glasses of wine, and he's probably passed out on the couch somewhere.
That's great. Yeah, I sent him that game we were talking about, that Waterloo, that Hugo game. I said that to him, so maybe he's playing that frantically.
Ooh, well, that's awful nice of you.
Yeah, I've been planning to play it for the last decade, so I figured since it was unpunched, probably he was pretty excited about it. So I figured, let's have him play it, and I can read about how good or bad it is.
Yeah, he as much since he's not here, he'll never know. But as much crap as I give him, he does a pretty good job when he does his videos. So, don't tell him I ever said that, though.
For sure.
So hopefully he'll give your game justice there. Oh, listen, OG, he's trying to be all modest now. I'm not big time.
It's not me. It's just the things I do.
I think he's busy trying to get his game published. So,
yeah, I don't know how he finds time to watch all of us BS about games when he's supposed to be finishing that Stalingrad thing, dude.
If he would spend less time goofing off, getting the job done, then we can get the game. We're waiting on it. I don't know what we're waiting on. And they're going to blame it on the printers. We can't find the printers. I don't believe that. I don't believe it. Oh, here comes Mr. Sleepyhead right now. Mr. Sleepyhead.
It's not 9 o'clock yet. Sorry. Hi, guys. Bit of a last-minute panic.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. How's you? Everybody okay?
Yeah.
Doing great.
We are live,
We're live now, yes. So I can't say. Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, you got your little toy that beep beep.
I'll get with beep beep because if Kev gets going, I know I'm going to need it.
Hang on a second. Well, how did that even come up? We haven't even started yet.
No.
So I don't know if everyone knows this, but I'm going to go through this one more time. So we had scheduled Big Board Gaming to come on a couple weeks ago.
Oh.
And he joined our live stream ahead of time, like we normally do. We get together, we talk for a few minutes ahead of time. The wife calls me, "Hey, can you help me for a second?" I go, "Sure." We're not live yet. We're just messing around. I'll go help her. I leave. 3 minutes later, I come back, and you're gone. And all I see is Tony and Ruff, and I'm like, "What did you guys do? What did you do? Did you piss him off and he left in 3 minutes? Are you kidding me?"
It was all Ruff's fault.
Ah, I knew I'd get the blame. I'm just making.
No, I was going to say I just started talking about every time you tried to attack me in Carthage, your ship sank with all those legions on it.
We don't need to bring up any ancient history, okay? Let's talk about the Napoleonic Wars where I wiped the table.
Oh, you Austerlitz, you whipped my ass 3 times.
Oh,
Yeah.
look, here we go. Here we go. I knew it was coming. Waiting on the printer.
Oh, just waiting on the printer. Famous last
Yeah,
word.
we played that game, 3 times that weekend?
That
Austerlitz?
Napoleonic thing? Yeah.
Yeah,
That's how badly you played.
I know. And I had help, too. So I wasn't the only bad player. I had help playing
But
badly.
you did have help. Yeah, who was that? Was that
Rich Trippier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a
I had
shame.
help, too. So I wasn't. Yeah. So that was fun, though.
Wow, that's wrong.
Wow.
Wow.
That's pretty bad, isn't it? I tell you.
I could care less.
We're used to it, Kevin. We're used to it. Every week we get it.
The crowd I think they just come to make fun of us or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You got a rough crowd. I thought I had a rough crowd.
Wow. You bring out the best in people. Well, anyways, for you guys, we're going to go ahead and start. Welcome to the War Room. We have a special guest this week for those of you who are new to our little group of war gamers. We have Big Board Gaming, aka Kev, because he doesn't like the big board gaming motif anymore.
No, I just, I'm a humble guy.
He's a humble guy. Well, thank you for joining us. I do appreciate it. I've been wanting to talk to you for a long time.
Yeah,
You have a great YouTube channel. So what got you started in doing war games on YouTube?
What's got me started doing that? I don't know. I wrote up a few AARs and I had this really crappy little camera and I took a few pictures and everyone sort of went, they really suck, right? The pictures sucked and I had greasy fingers and wrote badly. And then I got Lock and Load's World of War when Mark Walker was running it, and I started playing a game of that. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. This happened, that happened. And all these stories were coming out of my head. I was like, I've got to make a video of this. I'm going to do it. How do you do something cool? So I started doing some stop motion things. But if you go way, way back, some of the first things I did was stop motion. So I would do stop motion videos of the games, and it took forever. And I didn't speak on them. I didn't say anything. And that's really how I got started. So I put music on them. And of course, all the music got banned because YouTube was doing all the copyright stuff. And this was 11 years ago, right? So or 10 years ago or something like that. And they were all horribly done, horribly produced and all the rest of it. And now I don't do very much of that anymore. Now everything's just horribly produced without the stop motion. So
because the first
video, right, or whenever it was Wednesday night, whenever it was that I got online and played wrong. So whatever, right? So now I just do stuff. I don't know if this is family friendly. I nearly said the SHIT word. So
well, 14 or over, isn't it? And they know more swear words than I do.
There you go.
But the first 2 videos on your channel are of a BMW, certain type of BMW.
Yeah, an 850. Yeah.
What's that about?
Oh, so I fell in love with the 850 when I was young, 25, 30 years old. And I went to a car dealership to buy the car that I could afford. And I had to walk through this BMW dealer. And I saw one of those cars there. And I said, damn, one of these days I'm going to get one of those cars. I'm going to make enough money, right? Fast forward like 7, 8, 10 years or something like that. And I moved to the US in 96. And in 97 or 98, I moved to Atlanta. And I was about to get married to the woman I'm married to now, who is awesome. But I knew that my leash was about to get really short. So I went to this like shady secondhand dealer that would loan me money because I had only been in the country like 6 or 8 months. And they said, yeah, sure, we'll loan you money, Mr. Sharp. You're awesome. We love Australians. And so, it's like a 42,000% loan. And the car was just, they said, here, you're buying it as is. And I didn't know any of the laws or the rules. And basically, I think the car had been like wrecked 17 times. And so I got this car for cheap, right? But it was my baby. I had it for 20 years.
Oh,
Really long story. I'm sorry. But I had it for like 20 years. And I went to a meet here in Austin. I finally met all these guys who owned them. There's only 3,000 or 4,000 of them in the country. And I finally, a year and a half ago, I finally gave up on writing a check every year to keep it running. And so I donated it to charity, and because it was worth like $4.95. So I donated it to charity. So that's what that video is about. I just I had nowhere else to post it, so I posted it there.
the love shines through with those videos.
Yeah, well, it just there's such a classy.
Yeah, it's a cool car.
That 850 is beautiful. It was a V12. It was just awesome to drive.
Yeah.
I
can understand it.
Yeah, broken every law with that car in Texas and Georgia.
And the states in between, most likely too.
Yeah.
And between, because I drove it here, to Texas. So,
what was the first game you ever played? Okay.
Waterloo.
The original blue and white box thing.
Yeah, my buddy and I played solo on the dining room table, so very quickly. And then after that, my friend kept coming over and moving the pieces when I had set up on the coffee table, and he kept moving the pieces around just to jack with my stuff. And I finally said, okay, you've moved the stuff enough, now you need to play. So we played, and that started a 10-year, 15-year. This was probably 10th or 11th grade, something like that. That started a 10-year gaming relationship with that buddy of mine, and we played a lot of SBI games in Australia and Avalon Hill and stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So you do mostly solo now, or do you play a lot across the internet, or do you have a local gaming group? What is your?
Yeah, that's a good question. I kind of a blend, I think. So I'll play with, Tony and I are playing a Vassal game right now. We're playing OCS, DAC 2, and I've got a couple of Vassal games kind of bubbling along quietly, but that really doesn't happen very often. It's really up to the people. I like to do it mostly in person online. I have a buddy from Australia that I play with every Monday night, Steve Arthur. We're playing a game together right now, Great Battles of the American Civil War. And I do a lot of solo, and I have probably just 3 guys that I could probably rely on to play with in town. Most of them are highly COVID averse at the moment, so we've had lunch together a couple of times. But other than that, this year I really have only done 1 or 2 face-to-face sessions, so it's all been like 99% Vassal. Solo.
Do you do with your Monday night friend? Do you do that on your channel, or is that just offline?
That's just offline. I'll write it up or something like that, because there's a lot of what the hell should we do? It's not really very entertaining. It's not entertaining, nor is it like most of the time we're learning the games together. So it's more of it could be 2.5 hours and we might get a turn done. Right. He's an older gentleman and he likes to kind of take his time and walk through things. And so that's totally fine with me too. We're just learning stuff together. So I write up all the stuff. We played a lot of games together. We've got through probably in 10 years, I'd say. We've been doing this 10 years. He's been over a couple of times over here. We've probably played 20 or 30 games. And when you think about it, playing once a week, that's a lot. We can get some stuff done when it all goes well.
So you like Vassal? Yeah, I can't get on with it. It doesn't rock my boat.
I like it, but it's a tool, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I've got an image behind me, right? That's Third World War. Right? That's actually a planning document. I'm planning my moves that we were doing a game of that quite a while ago, and that was one of the moves I was planning. Genius. Didn't work out. Didn't work out.
Can't be as bad as our Tony and I's war plan for Rommel. Can't be as bad as that.
I was going to say, 2.5 hours to get a turn done. That's more than Tony does. I mean, on average.
Tony's pretty slow, and he liked it.
The problem with Tony is he wants to tell you what he's doing.
Have you noticed?
It literally takes like an hour for him to get it all out.
Have you
now
noticed?
I'm going to put this piece down. And the reason I do this.
Now, Jester, does he kind of sub-vocalize with you and say, yeah, do that whole kind of sub-vocalization thing? Tony's funny like that.
He does. He's
videoing it. He's probably videoing it, you see. That's what he's doing.
Kev, what's your philosophy on counter clipping?
Oh, please.
Let's get started right now.
If you don't clip your counters, you're gay.
Thank you. And by gay, we mean happy and carefree.
Absolutely. Because you're not clipping, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I finished my box of Airborne over Europe this morning. I've only got 3 blisters on my hands. Oh, there's that one right there. Yeah.
That's us in the UK, and I suspect in Aussie have a word for people like you.
So is one of them.
We'll see.
Clipping counters is the worst, man. It's the worst. I tell you.
Clip them as you use them, buddy. I mean, that's what I do. If I'm setting up a scenario, I just clip what I need, do some info counters, and all the rest can wait till the next one. And I'm probably not selling most of my games, so if someone doesn't want to buy it half clipped, okay, his discount or something. I don't know.
Doesn't matter. I did mention it on your stream the other day where you were ranting once again, Jester, about flipping, and you went into it. I zoned out. But look at that. Look, I've got a pair of these now.
There you go. They're the real ones.
Because I got through two pair of the old snow shovels.
They're useless.
They are useless. But
I have not had a problem, and I can move a lot faster, and my counters don't get all jacked up.
I've been through, everybody's done it. I've ruined about a dozen admin counters.
Mm-hmm.
Half inch. They don't like half. You have to be very careful with the half-inch ones.
Yeah.
But I'm
What size did you get, Ruff?
2.5.
2.5.
2.5 is good for any size counter. 2.5 is perfect.
Yeah, that's what I think. But I had to get them from Oregon, Portland, Oregon.
You should have got the 2, the 2.5, and the 3.
You'll never use the 3.
And then ship them all over.
No,
The snow shovel one, I put some. All I did was I put some silicone lubricant on it, and I'm just like, I can go right past through it.
It's the plastic they use now.
Yeah, cheap plastic. I think
I got a good one then, because I've not had any issues, and I've had mine for
this is
6 years now.
You'll squeeze that thing too hard one day and it'll snap. That's what'll happen, right?
I don't squeeze that. I don't have to squeeze it hard. I don't have to squeeze it hard. No.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, you'll forget.
I realize I still have my mask on. My mask on from shopping for Christmas trees today.
Yeah.
Oh, that happened today, huh?
Oh, sorry. The only thing with these, you can't do very thick counters.
No, you can't. But so that's a downside. But it's okay. I love that thing because I can rip through a counter sheet, which is what 240 counters or something like that in 40 minutes or something. I don't even look at them anymore. You just I tell by the feel of the weight that you're putting. It'll feel heavier if you're going to put the Nike swoosh on the counter. And so I back off.
When it does the quarter of an inch does a nosedive and or an upturn or something, and it gets clipped. But this is what I call. See, being a musician, any musicians in listening to us, this is the SM58 of counter clippers. Now, the SM58 is a microphone which is like the industry standard, and we call it the tank because you can drop it from a 7-story building and it will still work. And I think this is the same. This is the SM58 of counter clippers.
Now, Dean, are you a singer or a guitar? I see a guitar.
Both.
Nice.
Also teach both.
Do you have a preference of style?
It's more sort of acousticy, Americana, folky.
If you're with us later, or I think maybe next week, he's singing "God Bless the Queen."
God save the Queen.
It's God save the Queen, you plonker.
God save the Queen. Sorry.
There you go. There you go.
God bless her.
Yeah. When is the old darling gonna fall off the perch? I mean,
God, she's hanging on. Charles is doing his nut, isn't he? He said, "I'll be dead before she goes."
Yeah.
That's her plan. She doesn't want to have to deal with that, so she's going to outlive Charles.
She's beaten Victoria's reign. I think that's what she was going for.
Well, she's got it worked out. I tell you what, I don't know what she's doing, but we need to copy her regimen.
What's your preference in game? Do you like tactical? Do you like monster games?
His answer
do you like everything?
Mm-hmm. All of that.
What's your favorite era? No favorite.
You know, I'm going to be a horrible interview because I don't. People ask me this all the time. Well, what's your favorite tactical or favorite system? Tony asked me just the other day what my favorite system was. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I like lock and load tactical. I love OCS. I love TCS. I love the Napoleonic's Hexasim game. I think I would like La Bataille, but I really haven't played very much of it. I like the Return of the Emperor series. I love Great Battles of History. If you went by videos done, Great Battles of History would be probably the most. But then if you looked at my blog, I mean, I've got hundreds of posts on all sorts of nonsense, right? I've got nearly 5,000 posts on my blog. So I write about everything. I love all of them. I think they're great. Now, not a huge fan of point-to-point games. I've played a few that I don't mind. That American Civil War one, the GMT thing, I forget what it's called, but I like that. But that's the only point-to-point game I've really kind of got excited about. But I love,
play like Paths of Glory or anything.
Yeah, it's kind of like Paths of Glory, but I'm not. But yeah, I haven't played that game, so I can't really comment. But
what about game manufacturers? Is there a game manufacturer that you like getting their name from?
You know, I like a lot of game manufacturers. There are a couple I don't like, or I am dissatisfied. And there's that, right? So I think the gaming industry is moving in all the right directions. Like Compass is doing a lot better, and GMT's always been pretty great, right, in terms of quality, and they generally own up to their mistakes. But there's a lot of new companies that are coming up that are doing amazing things and doing good, like exploring topics we don't get to cover, get covered very often. New mechanics, new ideas, new artwork, new styles, and I know there's a lot of grumpy older guys, and when I say grumpy older guys, like grumpy older guys than me, who don't like all that, and they still like SBI, and that's cool. That's quite a few SBI games. I mean, out of the 1,000 made, I'm sure there's 4 that are really awesome, right? So I like those 4, but all the rest of them I think are just mostly the same set of rules with a different bunch of counters, because it's all magazine junk, generally speaking. But you look at, well, Vento Nuovo, the block game company, obviously Thin Red Line Games with its super complex, big monster stuff they're doing under an iron sky, Hollandspiel, White Dog Wargaming, all those guys are doing really interesting, different things, and I'm probably missing dozens of others. So Revolution Games, I think they're doing great. Legion's doing good stuff. So
I have most of the Revolution games.
Yeah. And look at there's a lot of them I don't necessarily like from a historical perspective because of the chip pull. It gets all like off the chart, right? Crazy. But when you think about what they're doing and the quality of what they're bringing out, the rules are done right, and you're not getting errata 4 seconds after you pull the shrink grip off. You go online. Oh, there's a 40-page rule book I got to print out, right? So, but I still think we can do better. Just I get kind of frustrated with the lack of attention to making it right, or testing beyond your 4 best friends who test the game with you all the time. And we can name names if we want, but there's a lot of designers that are just lazy like that, and they don't make the effort. And there are guys that just don't care. They throw it over the fence to the publisher. Oh, it's done. Trust me, I've been around for 40 years. It's perfect. And then we get it out, and then someone else has got to rewrite the freaking rule book.
Yeah.
That's BS.
Yeah, we've talked about that. We've talked about a few of those issues, and it's always good to hear from other people that see the same things as us. Because in the long run, we're just trying to make everything better, right? When we make fun of the snow shovel, it's not because, it's a snow shovel, right? But we want something better than that to make our lives easier and better. It goes for everything in the support the company does, the games they produce, the foresight to try something innovative, try different designs, to push more people in. I've been on this kick lately about how I think the more us older folks start to, get out of the hobby because we just can't do it anymore or whatever. I do think the wargaming in general is doing enough to get more younger people involved in it, or, where do you see wargaming in 5-10 years? Do you think it's going to keep prospering, or do you think it's going to go down?
Oh, I think it's going to keep growing. People go on about the death of war games and the end of the golden age and all that. I just think that argument floats up every now and then because a bunch of old guys want something to complain about, right? Right now we have more games per year, and I don't have a fact to support this, but just looking at the date, everything that is coming up on P500s and all the rest of it, we have guys putting their own money out of their own pocket, printing the game, having 750 to 1,000 copies ready to ship, and then taking the money and having the orders done, getting the orders processed. So if they're confident enough they can sell 1,000 copies of a game, I think we have plenty of wargamers. You look at that Advance After Combat podcast, most of those guys are under 40. That's 200-300 of them, right? That's one little group inside Board Game Geek or wherever they hang out, and they have their own, groups and things, and they do cons. And Tony's a member as well. I'm a member of it. I think I'm the oldest guy on the group.
No, there's a few that are older. There's a couple 60s.
I'm 8,000, dude. So I think the hobby is going to be great, and I think all this nervous Nelly about inclusiveness and expanding the circle and all the rest of it, it'll happen by osmosis. Not everyone likes war games. Not everyone likes crochet. Not everyone likes watching 10-pin bowling either. They like watching football. So you go watch football or play Euro games, right? There's two equivalences. I'm going to go play war games, and I'm good. We're good. And then, me and the 3 other people that like watching Aussie rules football, we'll go do that. And it's okay. It'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well said, sir.
Sorry.
Why it's gone quiet? No, why it's gone quiet? I've got to thank Uncle Kev. Thank you so much, my darling.
Oh, yay. You got it. Okay. And it came in good shape, too.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it was really good. But it's. I didn't realize you were that old, Kev. 1991.
Oh, yes. I bought that secondhand a long time ago, but thank you. Yeah.
Oh, right. It's that old. Look what it's got on the back. The original Hornet leader.
Oh, geez.
From GMT.
Look at that.
Before
we started his own company.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's good. You know, I was looking through the adverts. Pretty cool stuff. But they're all like, there's some computer games in there. You must have 1 megabyte of RAM.
How awesome is that?
But it's a 15-page rule, 15 pages. And it's a Mark Simonich map. So he's been doing it a while.
Yeah. I like the map too. It's pretty
I
cool.
like the map, yeah. So thank you.
Yeah, I can't wait to see your report on it because
yeah, I'll do that. And also because of you, because of you and Jester, I got this.
Great game.
Oh yeah.
Tactical.
Great game.
I didn't realise though it's a 3-mapper.
Oh, but here's the good news. No,
It's my first monster game.
The good news is there's an article in one of the Gamers magazines. I think I have a PDF of it. I'll send it to you. They have a shrunk down campaign, so it only plays on either 1 or 2 maps, and it starts a few hours later, so that you can in the game you don't have to have 3 maps set up.
It's okay. I've gone down the road. I've upset she who must be obeyed, and I've ordered a 6 foot by 2.5 foot table, and then I thought, you know, one of those foldy up things they have in community centres. And I thought that's not big enough, so I've ordered another one. So I'm going 6 by 4 foot, 5 foot, 6 by 5 foot table. So that'll go on easy, no trouble.
Easy, yeah.
You can do 3 maps easy on that.
Yeah.
I like the man who owns the house. I like that.
She's not pleased. So if she walks in, don't say anything. Don't say the word table. All right. But
this trigger warning.
I got this for a song. It cost next to nothing. The guy had it from new. It's a little bit creased up the top there, but it's unpunched and everything. Okay. And it costs nothing. But you've got to write those orders out. I know you keep going on about that, Kevin. You know, you don't need to do that. There's ways around it, or you can write 2 or 3 out and pick one and all that sort of thing.
Yeah. And it can be a line. It can be, go.
I'm going to go north. Yeah.
Go north. Be here by this time and attack. Right. Yeah. You don't have to plot it out by hex. Everyone gets spun up around the axle on that.
I'm looking forward to that. So yeah,
you'll have fun. It's a great system.
I'm looking for other ones now.
So there's the tutorial series on that on Fours YouTube channel. Have you seen any other channels that highlight that game and all?
Kev's done a few.
I've done a little bit, but I wouldn't call mine tutorials. I mean, I make too many mistakes. I just go watch them to kind of get a feel for it, but certainly wouldn't. Don't trust me.
That's the vibe of my videos. Don't watch them to learn it. Watch them to see if you like the game or not.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got like 3 or 4 of them now. I'm a big tactical guy, but I'm like stymied about trying to get it on the table and learn it.
Are they all big mappers then?
It's I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know much about them. I saw this. He wanted 20 quid. I said I'll have that.
But there's some great learning scenarios in that one, Jester. Oh my God, I love that. I love that one too. I just played that Fuzzenhell, and GD40. That's pretty good too. But
inside one of these boxes is the Guadalcanal one, Bloody Ridge.
Oh, that's a beatdown. Yeah, that's
I got a few. So once I can figure out how to play them,
I was talking to Kev when we played DAC 2 last Sunday. And I've got the Rock of the Marne, and honestly, I was looking at it last night before I started live streaming, and I said, this game's over. I was like, literally, the game is over. It would just be, and I'll put some posts. I'll post a video and my thoughts on it. But I was telling him, like, I think the SCS series is just too. There's not enough there anymore. I can run across the map with a couple of stacks, and that's what's going to happen now. I've got a front that's just going to move through the Germans, cut them all off from their supply. And so I'm probably going to call that because
you think that, but it only takes 1 unit to disrupt that.
Yeah. The thing is there's not 1 unit left. Not really.
Is it just Rock of the Marne?
Yeah. No, see, I had the Mighty Endeavor. that's a little bit heavier, but when I played that, I was still learning. I was just learning OCS when I played that. And so it was a good intro for that. But after Kev taught me OCS, that just fit me. OCS and BCS really just fits me because you can't do whatever you want.
Right.
You are limited. OCS, you're limited by supply. The BCS, you have the snafu rolls at the beginning of every activation that tells you that you might not be able to do anything. You can do everything, you can do half of something, or nothing. And so, to me, that's more fun, and that's more interesting because in real, and I'm not trying to compare anything to real life, but like in real conflict situations, it doesn't matter. You're not going to be able to do whatever you want. It's just not going to be able to. So,
but I suppose you're saying what SCS is a little bit gamey, but still a great intro. I would have thought to somebody that wants to get into Hex Encounter.
Yeah.
Yes, I can explain SCS in 10 minutes or less, and the basics for SCS in like 10 minutes or less. Are you saying that because I can't stop talking? Hey, I did pretty good up to this point.
That's so wrong.
But I nearly bought the very, very first OCS game today. It was going
Guderian Blitzkrieg?
Yeah.
Oh, the first edition?
You mean the Enemy of the Gate?
No,
Guderian Blitzkrieg 1 came out first, but it doesn't work.
No, that's what put me off, because I did a little bit of research and I was saying, the rules after that, they rewrote them completely and all that sort of thing. So put me off. It was only going for about £9.
Yeah,
but,
that's why. Yeah.
That's why. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, Mad Dog, it's not gamey, just not in the depth. I'm starting to get more depth.
But I think once you've bitten off OCS, once you've tasted OCS, you never go back, as they say, yeah?
Well, it's kind of a lighter. I think SCS fills in. It's kind of like a filler. Well, like if you're a real hardcore wargamer, you're the guys that play in ASL and OCS all the time. They're like, let's play a filler game of SCS and set it up, and they'll probably play it in half a day or something like that, or a quarter of a day, or a few hours or whatever. But I don't know. It has its place, but it's to me it's too generic. Right? The units are generic. There's no attributes that are unique to anything, and the rules are so abstracted that silly things happen. So, and if you're playing the game against the victory conditions versus against the history, you just go, oh well, something. I can do this. I can go. Go swing around the backside here and ruin the game. In essence, ruin the game, right?
But it has its place.
Well, I just don't think people. Well. Maybe I'm all right. You probably played it a lot more than me. All right, but I played what was it called Panzer Battles. Okay,
sure.
And as I was preparing for this scenario, I was literally counting out hexes to figure out where I was going to move because all the units were coming in and blah blah blah. And it seems to me, because I was, like I said, months planning this in advance. If the enemy can put 1 or 2 units on a road, they can block everything.
Mm-hmm.
They can stop a whole army from advancing, and
it's easy to break the game in that system, right? It's easy to break the scenario. In that system, I think it happens a lot with that game.
So you're just going to plop someone on that road, and that's it. That's the end of the game.
Well, I think for supply purposes, right? Yeah. I think because normally you're headed back towards your side of the map for supply, right? So if your enemy is trying to flank you, right, the movement rates on these counters are huge.
Yes,
especially on a road. So if you can block the roads, which I guess in real life makes sense. They fought over the roads. Everything went down the roads. Supply went down the roads. So if you take control of the roads, it seems like you can prevent your opponent from doing those nasty things.
Mm-hmm. Particularly when you've got chit pull, right? You've got that chit pull going on there as well. So you can I don't know, with the Germans, if they get lucky, they get 2 chip pulls in a row with that 11, I think it's 11th Panzer or something.
Yep.
That means they can do, I counted it up, was it 11 or 10 or 8 or 9 attacks, right? In a given turn with 2 activations back to back. You can destroy most of the Soviet army if they're pushing up and trying to get to those roads, if you get the chip pulls. If you don't get the chip pulls, well, then it's a different story. But that game, I played that and I was like, yeah, I can see how this is, not really showing me too much of the history, but it is interesting. So,
Well, it is on the lighter side. I mean, you got 7-page rules. The 8th page is just designer notes. So 7 pages, very simple rules. So, I think you said it best. It's kind of just a simplistic system.
Yeah.
If you're looking at OCS, and I've not played any OCS, but that's another level above, what would you consider like a good introductory game for that system?
Yeah, I really like OCS. Like Reluctant Enemies is good, Tony. I mean, you've played that, haven't you?
Yeah. Reluctant Enemies definitely gets you the idea and really gets you I mean, there are some specific game specific rules because it's so bloody. For that game,
which one?
Reluctant Enemies.
Oh,
it's very hard to get.
Yeah, it's
out of print.
So
I actually sold my copy to another buddy, Pete, in the guild, and I enjoyed playing it, but I'm like, I'm not going to play this again.
Yeah, Sicily 2, the magazine game version.
Yeah.
You could get that. I mean, there's the landing rules and stuff. I would just find a scenario that's post-landing and just have a go with that. And before I forget, Jester, with GD42, I would start with that game, and it has small scenarios that are 3 or 4 turns long that involve just maybe 2 or 3 companies or 4 companies, not 4 companies, like a battalion from each side in a set piece battle, and you can learn all the mechanics. You don't have to worry about writing orders like that, and just learn all the mechanics, and then you can grow from there. So that's a really good game to learn on. A little bit tricky with the line of sight stuff because it's got gullies and things, but anyway.
I thought about just playing that without even using the
you can do it.
Or the planning rules and everything.
Yep. Just learn the system, learn the mechanics, and then you can. I just think the command stuff adds a whole level of richness to the experience. It's particularly solo. It's fantastic.
And Tunisia as well. I just wanted to say that so I can pronounce it properly.
Tunisia, thank you. Tunisia, y'all.
Tunisia.
No, what's the capital of Tunisia? Tunis, not Tunis, is it?
Don't start arguing with the Americans.
Wow.
I just comply.
All the time.
I just comply. I've become part of the Borg. It's just easier. And that's why when I start trying to pronounce things online, there's some knuckleheads who are watching right here who give me a hard time about pronouncing things because A, I don't speak French or German, and B, I've been living here so long that my English is so bastardized, I don't know whether I'll come or go.
I know, it's funny. Every once in a while, you'll hear a Texas Australian word. Like he says it's an Australian word, but it comes out with a Texas accent. It's just, I can't think of anything, but every once in a while, I just sit there and I'm like, there it is. That's why I like watching, just to get those.
We had a question a little bit ago.
Yes, to make sure we look at the.
You guys think about merging apps, pads, iPads, and PCs with tabletop gaming? Thoughts?
I was having a discussion with somebody today, funnily enough, saying, I was saying I can't get on with Vassal. I like nicely clipped counters with tweezers and all that, and they came back and said, well, the way of the world, if it carries on, there's going to be less and less of you being able to play face to face, and more sort of electronically. So I think, and I don't think that's wrong. I think it's going to get more electronically, but that might leave Vassal out in the cold because people want bells and whistles. If they're going to play something on a PC or online, They want sound effects. They want this. They want that. They want an AI that works. They want, so I think it's going to happen, though.
OCS.
Oh,
I'm just thinking.
I think he's ignoring you. I think he's just thinking. Whatever.
move on. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done. Go ahead, Ruff.
I was answering the man's question.
I know you were.
And then you got on. Yes.
Are you done?
I'm done, but you lot haven't been. You asked all of us.
Oh, I've already said my piece on that. So,
well, you might well be that.
Kev, it's up to you guys to talk about it.
Yeah.
Every time I talk about it, people don't.
I'm against it.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan.
If you're going to have them, they need to be supported in perpetuity or open sourced, first of all, and then they need to actually add some value. So if it's just bells and whistles, why bother? Where it's a board game, I could see all sorts of, knowing a little bit about technology, I could see all sorts of really cool things we could do with tabletop screens and units and things like that. But I don't want to spend thousands of dollars on buying a game so I can play it on a tabletop or on a screen. And I don't believe we're going to be isolated from each other forever. I won't be. So you can have all the rules you like. I will be getting together with those that are prepared to play. Right. I have a buddy of mine who's has diabetes. He's morbidly overweight. He knows he's not going to live past 60. We get together and we play every other week at his house. And there are no masks or any of that. He's like, dude, if you've been careful and I've been careful, let's live our lives and don't be a sheep, is what I would say to everybody, generally speaking.
I think everybody is starting to get turned that way as well. They're just getting a bit fed up with it. Yeah. And I'll always play tabletop games, when I can pick them up for that price. I don't have any friends, so I play solo anyway, so won't affect me.
You don't have any friends? You seem like a nice guy. I mean,
I do.
You must be a nice guy. You hang out with these two knuckleheads.
Well, I think they feel sorry for me, actually, Kev. I think that's what it is.
I've only got Kev for a friend, so I have to deal with that.
I'm surprised no one said this.
We left it for you.
Last week was me and Ruff's 1-year anniversary already. If you go back and watch, our first video that we did together was on the 20th of November last year.
Well,
was it?
It was, and I was expecting a present, something.
I always forget. I'm sorry, darling. I forget the anniversary. I'll make it up to you.
Wow.
Christmas is coming.
That's nice. That's nice.
Is it been a year?
So basically, he's been riding my coattails for a year now. So
it's done me no good at all.
Right. When I found you had like 62 subscribers.
Yeah. I've got 65 now.
I think 1,765.
What is?
What was I going to say? Now you throw me way off again.
So, Kev, what are you looking forward to coming out? Is there anything that you're really looking forward to coming out eventually? Or is there one game you're like, oh, kind of like Desert Fox Deluxe, but like a successful?
Funny you should mention that. He was raving over that, I believe. One of his favorites.
You guys are smart asses. I didn't know I was going to be asked all these questions. I would have prepared more. I'm sure I have some pre-orders. I have no idea. I am so behind with games coming in. I think I've had a lot of games come in, some that I've purchased and some that have been given to me, and some that have been from vendors. So I don't know, honestly. I have some GMT pre-orders. So Next War Vietnam's out. I haven't even really had a look at it yet. Want to get that.
Red Winter. Can't wait.
Oh yeah, see, I've got that unpunched, but I've ordered the update. I've played it 5 times on Vassal. It's amazing. I love that game. It's a great system.
Because I love Operation Dauntless, so I can't wait for that.
Well, did you like that? Did you?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, that's cool.
Don't
That's Kevin's way of saying you're nuts, but
no,
it's
it's
different.
crap, and you're an idiot for liking it. That's what he's saying. Isn't it?
No.
Wow.
I like it. I'm sorry. What did you like about it?
That's a very detailed game.
Yeah.
And so Red Winter's not like that.
No, it's Red Winter. Operation Dauntless is Red Winter with stuff on it. Chrome. Yeah. Chrome.
It's got
Some of it's unnecessary. Yes, some of it's unnecessary. I get you, but I like it.
That's good.
The interesting thing is everybody's like, well, what's a good game? Like when I first started getting into war games, they're like, what's a good game, the good starter hex and counter game? And everybody's like, oh, Red Winter. But you couldn't find the bloody thing out there. And like I've had it pre-ordered on P500 for God knows how long, probably 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, I don't know what's
like, when's this thing coming out?
Yeah.
Oh, but I know it's a demand thing, so
right.
you know.
I do have a bunch of OCS games on order, but they're all massive monsters, and the more I'm really wondering whether I'm going to get them all to the table. So I don't know. I'm trying to think what else. I don't have anything on pre-order with Legion. I have MMP and GMT games on order. I couldn't tell you what the GMT games are, to be honest.
I was going to ask you, did you do the P500?
I do. Yeah, I do. I've got a Kickstarter coming, Black Swan from Vento Nuovo. That's a World War II strategic game, block game. That's going to be awesome. I've actually got to pre-read the rules and did a little bit of proofreading with them. So don't blame me if the things are spelled wrong. I'm trying to think. Revolution, I have nothing on order. Nothing from Flying Pigs. So, I got a lot of games. I need to play some. That I have.
At that point too.
We normally are like so backlogged in everything we've been getting.
Yep.
I mean, literally, I could not order a game for another year, and I would still have plenty to play.
Right.
It's not like I'm missing out.
I think I'm at about 48% played, which is not good. But last year I don't know how many I've done this year, but last year I did 40 new game systems, right? So that it would, let's say, if OCS was a new OCS title, that would count as a new system, even though I knew it. But just 40 different game types, right? So I'm trying to get through them all, but that's a lot of rule books to read, right?
Yeah, and the more games you try to learn, the more you screw up the rules because you're like, damn.
Yeah,
look at this game, or was that the last game I was playing?
Yeah. Well, look at me. I was Wednesday night or whatever it was. I was playing Lock and Load, which I've played probably 150 times, right? And I was making really rookie mistakes, as you pointed out. Thanks for that.
Good job, Jester was there. I missed out the live.
Yeah, no,
I mean, like literally every 5 minutes, I hear Jester, answer this question. What are you waiting on?
Well, yeah, because I couldn't remember. That was great. You helped me out with the mortars. I was just going to look at the
sniper. I think it's 2d6. Jester, is that right?
Exactly. Oh dear.
That's fun. Solitaire, though. I mean, we've been talking about Solitaire. It seems to be a lot of systems or game systems now are coming out with Solitaire ways to play it and stuff. And us people that don't have local people to play with, I think that really helps us out. And do you think? Do you
like the Solitaire systems?
It depends. I mean, like I ordered the new AI system for Fire in the Lake, the new AI Tarung bot, and because I didn't like their old way they did it, so I'm looking forward to trying that out and seeing if it's any better.
That's pretty cool.
So I mean, they released that with the Gandhi and All Bridges Burning, but I haven't tried it myself because I don't have those. So it should be interesting.
You're a big coin fan, right?
I'm sorry?
You're a big coin fan, right?
I am.
What do you think of them, Kev? I've never played one.
Yeah,
Just try to teach me. It doesn't rock my boat.
Yeah, where's the love from Jester on that? I mean, I thought you guys had a bromance going here. I don't have an opinion. I've watched it played, and my net takeaway is I play a card, I put a block down, and someone else plays a card and takes a block off, and I know there's a lot more to it than that, but that's kind of really have no interest.
You've got to grow wheat. You've got to grow wheat and put railway lines down and things like that. That's another game, isn't it? No,
There you go.
blocks, yeah.
It is true. It's a lot of putting things down on the map, and then your opponent basically undoes everything you did on your turn when he takes his turn, and he puts two of his pieces down and takes two of yours off. And there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
But if that's what you love, that's what you love. That's the beauty of it, isn't it?
But there can be strategy to that too, because you've got a hand of cards and you're making choices. And I don't know why the light keeps changing in this room.
But I compare that to an OCS game, right? Where you spend your turn, you roll the dice, and you take off one of your opponent's counters, and then on their turn, they roll the dice and they take off one of your counters. It's the same thing.
Jester, don't you go ruin OCS for me.
Don't start, Jester. Don't.
It's the same thing.
Well, yeah. Well, Kevin had to take off a lot more than I did last time.
Wow.
Ooh.
Ladies.
Shots fired.
But then the thing about it seems between me and Kev, our games seem to flow. Like one session it'll be all positive for me, and then all of a sudden I'll start rolling for surprise and give it to Kev. I've known forgiven the defense, the surprise, in screwing over a perfectly good attack.
Right. Well, so here's the thing though. This is a compliment, and if I say it the wrong way, don't get pissed off. But you're playing a lot better now. You not only do you understand the rules, but you're actually thinking about the tactics. And I think right now you're kind of at the short-term tactical decision-making thing versus what I'm looking for from you. The next game we play is you looking a month out, right? What am I going to do in a month with these units? Where do I need to get to and what I want to do? But right now you're working out the tactical, like I'm going to get that fly. It keeps is
that what it is? I thought it was.
Yeah, I keep going to grab it and realize that I'm on a camera and it's probably distracting. But you're working out how to use the mechanics to your advantage, and it's a much better gameplay than it was when you were trying to work out the rules. Remember the first time we played like that little Russian, whatever it was.
Yeah, the Case Blue,
a little mini Case Blue scenario. That was painful for you because I knew all the rules and you didn't know very many, and it was painful for you, right? And so, you would go to do something, I go, oh no, you can't do that, right? So, or I'd stop you by using the rules against you.
So it's
it leads into what Mitch was talking about last week of we don't play these games enough to really get the depth of them. A lot of people play one game and just, they don't get into it, which is where the systems where Kev, I think we've been playing for about 2 years now, off and on different games. Yeah. And I'm starting to feel comfortable to the point where the rules, and it's like me and ATS with Mitch, is I've got the basic rules down. Now I'm starting to look at the tactics. I'm getting that depth, and I'm really enjoying it, which is why I'm not going crazy and buying a whole bunch of different new systems. Once I kind of get the system down, I want to play it for a while to really get into it. Yep. I'm starting back up with Braxton, a friend of ours in the guild. We're starting our 3 days of Gettysburg back up on Friday.
In the guild? What are you, the Masons or something?
No, it's on the bill. It's BGG. It's the guilds in the BGG.
All right. Yeah. Talking about that, you're saying that there's a lot of depth to OCS and next one and all that. So what you're saying is you're thinking in the now rather than in the future. A bit like chess. You're planning ahead, yeah? Mm-hmm. If this goes well, I'll do this. If it doesn't, I'll do that.
Right.
I'm starting to get the tactics of, I'm kind of thinking, I'm thinking right now, I'm looking at, okay, what do I need to do? Instead of, okay, what do I need to do 3 turns or 4 or 5 turns down? Where do I need to be at?
And
how am I
think
gonna get
and think all your different options if what you're doing now doesn't work or it works out a different way than you thought. Sounds brilliant. Yeah.
I've heard OCS called the ASL of operational level games. Would you consider that a good? Because you have to use the rules, you got to understand the rules, and you have to, as you said, the more you play it, the more you understand it. It kind of goes back to ASL. If I play ASL and you don't, and I can do things that you don't even know about because you don't know the rules, you haven't played it. It's kind of the same way with the OCS. Would you say that's fair?
I wouldn't agree with that as much because the ASL has so many rules, and I know that they're modular and all the rest of it, but they have so many rules that you really can never fully grasp them, I don't think, in their totality, perhaps, unless that's all you play. With OCS, it's once you get the mechanics, the mechanical things down, the rule structure and the way things work. How do I move? How do I shoot? How do I stay in supply? Once you work out those things, then you can sort of take your, like Tony's doing, he's now taking his mind away from the rules. You're not thinking about the rules anymore at all. You're thinking about, well, how do I do what I need to do? And what do I use? What tools do I use to make that happen? And that's way more interesting as a strategy exercise than anything else, right? So that makes it a richer, deeper game for me, and a more rich decision making than, okay, well, I don't want to get dragged down the rabbit hole of rules exception management like there is in ASL. So each
I'm not specifically talking about the depth of the rules. What I'm talking about is the understanding of the rules with your play level. Like, ASL, anyone can play ASL, but if they don't understand how to play the rules, they're not going to play it well. OCS, I've been heard, is kind of the same way. If you don't understand how everything works, the big picture, and how all the different phases blend together to create this thing, you're not going to be able to play it very good until you understand all that stuff.
Yeah, but the only problem, every game is like that, just about, to me. And ASL, you have to spend probably, I would say, years and years and years and years to get to the point where, you really understand. Now, granted, I know ASL, you probably use, 10% of the rules, 90% of the time. It's always those exceptions. While with OCS, you're generally using, I'd probably say, 80 to 90% of the base rules the entire game. And, it's a 40-page rule book, so it's going to cover everything. It's well indexed. You can find stuff pretty easily. And the module rules are not that big of a difference. DAC 2 is, though. I'll have to admit that. DAC 2 definitely, it has a lot of extra module rules. So, but
yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I can see both sides of that coin, but,
I can see where you're coming from for sure. Yeah.
I'm just, when I watch videos and people have mentioned it a few different ways and a few different times, it's always kind of made me think about, do I want to jump in the rabbit hole with OCS? Because, it seems, all right, let's do a comparison, right? So to kind of give people a general idea. So when we're talking GTS and OCS, what's their complexity rating? Are they equal? Is one more than the other?
I haven't really played GTS, but
what about? I'm just trying to think.
I'm going to ask about the battalion combat system. Is
BCS? To me, they're similar. They're similar. There's a little bit more abstraction with BCS in the artillery.
Yeah. So BCS is a innovative beast unto itself, I think, but and a great system, although it's changed a lot since it was released. But the OCS, I think, if you were trying to compare it to GTS from a complexity perspective, I would probably say GTS is kind of a move, shoot, rinse, repeat system, and you really can only really do one set of actions effectively and be successful by doing exactly the same thing every time. From my gameplay, and I've played a handful of times with a guy who learns games really fast, and he works out how to work the system faster than I do. And it's actually one of the fun things we have when we play. It's a race to who can grok how to work the game to win the game. Right now, we learn together, but he always learns faster than I do, bastard. But but with OCS, it's a set of rules that you learn, and then the usage of them and the application of them, I think, is more diverse. There's a lot of different things you can do with it. And with Tunisia, I had a great experience playing opposed for one of the very few times I played opposed against a guy who was a very structured, slow, methodical, but aggressive war gamer and OCS player, and a very experienced player. I used my style of play with him, and it blew his mind, right? And I lost easily. Right? We finished really quickly, but he's like, well, that's really different, and you can't do that really different thing, whatever that was that I did, with GTS, because it just doesn't work, because the game mechanics don't support it. The OCS gives you a richness of choices that have nothing to do with supply or combat roles or any of that stuff. That's one of the things I like about the OCS system. It's not about attacking things; it's about isolating things. But it's more than that. It's about maneuver and all these other sort of decisions you get to make versus ASL, which is about it's very tactical in nature. I don't know what I'm trying to say there, but it doesn't. Maybe if you're a master at ASL, it presents a lot of richness in choices. I don't need to be a master of OCS to have a richness of choices. And I need to leave in a few minutes, guys. By the way, I hate to cut it short, but
yeah, if you guys have any last questions for Big Board Gaming, he's got to get out. So any last questions, we can run through something real quick with them.
Yeah,
appreciate all your time and effort, and see, we made you think for a little bit.
Yeah, it's cool. No, that's a good question. Go ahead, Ruff.
Just going to say BCS and OCS. I want to try one. You reckon OCS over the battalion combat system? Because you said it's been changed and it's been revamped, and are they still tweaking it? Or
yeah, I think BCS is still evolving, and they've changed the direct fire rules. They call it something else, engagements, I think they call it. But that's changed a lot because people worked out, well, I just need to do this one thing, and I can wipe the board, right? So it's so
OCS then. If I'm going to
go start with OCS, mate, and then go get one of the African front games and try one of those.
Tunisia.
Oh yes, but I mean one of the BC. Eventually, get one of the BCS African games, not the Kasserine one, the other one, whatever it's called, Chariots.
Right. I'll wait till you say, Ruff, it's ready. Try it now.
All right, cool.
A question.
What are your thoughts on Fog of War and tabletop and miniature games? Important or not? Any good rules, systems which come to mind?
Gosh, that's a huge topic.
All right, let's because you got to go. What about recommendation for OCS game to get started with?
Yeah, so Tunisia.
Yeah,
nearly did it.
Yeah,
Sicily 2 for OCS. TCS, you look the Canadian Crucible if it's available. RSA or Arite, whatever you want to call it. That is a great one as well. I've got that behind me right now. GTS, honestly, I wouldn't waste my time, but go ahead. Anyone would be good. The new Bulge one, there you go. I would try that. So I think GTS is a good smaller format anyway. But guys,
all right.
It was cool. Thank you for having me. And I'm sorry.
We'll definitely have you back. We'll definitely get you on whenever you can make it back. That'd be great.
That'd be awesome. I love it. You guys are fun to talk to. A lot nicer than my people I hang out with usually. So
I know.
Yeah,
Thank you for putting up with us, Kev. Thank you. And thank you once again. Thank you, darling. Thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Tony, talk to you soon, man.
Yep, talk to you soon.
Yep.
Thanks.
Well, we really appreciate him coming on, spending some time, getting some insight. It's always good to talk, especially with somebody who always agrees with me. So that's a plus for him to come back on the show. So
I don't disagree with you. But
no, I never said you did.
Okay.
No. So it's always good. It's always good to hear from because I don't play a lot of monster games, as you guys know. He plays a lot, so it's always good to hear.
Experience.
Yeah. So we got we haven't, because we've been having special guests the last couple episodes. We haven't really got to just talk about us and our everything. So how's everything going
with me? I'll tell you what, I've got a bit of a warning that I want to bring to people's attention that happened to me. I don't know if you remember some time ago, I got this and I was very pleased.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'll tell you what, I'm going to have a little look at that because I don't mind. I'll have a go because they do a basic rule book and I've read through and I was very pleased with the game. It was unpunched. Everything was pristine, like it'd never been used. All the handouts were still glued together along the top and all that. And the manuals were great. And I thought, yeah, right. So I read through that and I thought, I'll tell you what, my next video, I might have a go at the basic game. But I'll tell you what, I'm just going to have a little peruse through the big book, which is 64 pages. And then my jaw dropped because I got to page 16. I don't know if we can see that. No, maybe not. I got to page 16 and the next page was...
let me guess, page 17?
25.
Oh.
And then it went back to 17. What it is, I did a bit of research, and it's not unknown for these games, victory games, to have misprinted manuals. This is probably why it was all pristine in the box, because it hasn't been played. So I was a bit annoyed, and I thought, I tell you what, I'm going to look online and see if I can get the rules. And I can't find them anywhere. Somebody may know, but I couldn't find them anywhere. And then I found a site, and I've lost on eBay, and I've lost here it is, the DVD, the CD. And there's a guy in England that does Avalon Hill and Victory Games manuals. And I picked this up, and it's got 8 games on it, one of which was Tokyo Express. It's got the rules, both books, it's got the counters, it's got the map, it's got the play aids, and also for Raid on St. Nazaire, Carrier, and all that. So for a few quid, I got this. So if you he says dropping it, just a warning. I know it's me. Just a warning. When you buy a second-hand game, what's the first thing you do? You check the counters, don't you? Make sure they're all there if it's punched. Check the manual as well. Check the rules. And if it's an old game, check this guy out, because I don't know what the legalities of it is, I might have a go at printing out Carrier. I know they're bringing out the new one, but I've always wanted to have a go at Carrier, the original version. So that's my word of warning.
Okay. Don't buy second-hand games.
Buy second-hand games, but geez.
Don't buy second-hand games. You don't have to worry about it.
No, look at that. Look. 20 quid. Unpunched Tactical Combat Series.
Yeah.
$35 for you.
$25, yeah.
$40, brand new. Look.
Yeah, but that's $19.90. I can't get hold of that.
It's even better because my counters look better.
I remember CDs.
My maps look better.
I have a CD player to put it in. I don't. My laptop doesn't have a CD player. I have to go and buy a CD player. How am I supposed to put a CD in?
I have to go and buy a £10 CD player or DVD player.
I remember CDs.
But there you go. Just a word of warning. Right. So I can play it now. I put it on my old iPod, PID, whatever it's called, and
That's funny. I remember CDs. He's been looking at it.
I get the records out. My son goes, "What's that? You can't fit that in the player." Oh, everybody's looking for a decent copy of that. Yeah. Well, I'm going to maybe print up a copy. All you need is to find, evidently, keep it to yourself. I don't know how legal it is, but all you need to do is go and find a place that does A1 posters or poster size, and they'll fit the map on for you. Costs about 10, 15 quid, 20 bucks, and then print out your count. That's what I'm going to do. Raid on this ear and carrier, and then I'll do a playthrough, and then I'll get take the court by Hasbro. But I'll give it a go.
Well, at least you got the rule book now, so that's
that was the main reason. And this was just the other things were bonuses. So I've got the rule book, which is great because I want to play it. It looks really good.
Yeah, you can't play it if you don't have the rule book.
Oh, well, can you imagine reading through and then suddenly, hello, where's all the scenarios? Because there's a generator in the rules as well, a scenario generator. So there's an endless amount of games you can play. So yeah, watch out.
Tony, what's your rant? I mean, that was Ruff's rant.
Oh yeah, sorry. Just as Wardrobe said, I understand you don't buy second-hand games anymore, just since you bought The Greatest Day. Nice one, Tom.
That was 10 hours of my life clipping counters, and literally.
It was a good price.
It's called the Great ID Robbery.
$8,000 I had for surgery on my carpal tunnel on my fingers.
No, I finally got. So I was actually going to put up the practice scenario for SPQR, which I am doing, but the desk I was using is not big enough, so I have to get Rock of the Marne off of my desk to do it.
Oh, good Lord.
Get into trouble and buy another table. That's what
I have tables. That's not a problem.
Well,
okay, I'm going to give you a great suggestion. Just hear me out.
Okay.
How about setting up a second table? I know you didn't think of this. I know. I'm thinking outside the box here. Maybe with your
I already have to.
That's rude.
I already have to.
You clean up the basement, get rid of all the kitty toys, and set up a third one.
Actually set up so my basement is now my classroom for me to teach. But I set up another a small card table so I could actually clip counters while in between classes. But I did get all of SPQR clipped, ready to go. So I'm going to get Rock of the Marne done. I did Nemo's War last night. I live streamed it. Thank you for coming on, Jester. Ruff, you were probably asleep because it was like 6
I know you did it because I've seen it. I haven't watched it yet. What's it like? Is it a war game?
Yeah, I mean you're fighting between Nemo's ship and other ships.
Yeah, right.
I would say it's very DVG solo war game type thing.
The impression I got with the sort of way it looks and everything like that. Yeah,
it's on Kickstarter right now.
I can't afford it. I bought 2 tables.
Gimpy just did a video about it. I recommend it. I had a lot of fun. I lost. I was 5 cards from the end. I was so mad.
Very popular game. Very popular. Yeah, I understand.
But I didn't stay for the whole thing. I just stayed for about maybe the first half or whatever.
Yeah. You couldn't get a word in.
Literally, he's like, and I'm not kidding, and Tony will tell you the same thing. He's like, okay, I got to roll high. Snake eyes. He did that like 3 times in a row. I'm like, oh my God, dude.
You're as bad as me, Tony, with dice rolling. The gods don't like it.
Yeah, Jester actually made a comment. He's like, you are horrible at this dice rolling thing. I'm like, yep, pretty much I am.
I could not believe he did that.
But the funny thing is I seem to roll dice, crappy, and then I'll have a miraculous roll. I'm like, okay, my luck's changing, and then it goes back downhill. Like it's like golf. You'll hit that one shot that makes you want to keep playing. Like my dice rolls are that way. I keep rolling one die. I'll roll a dice and it'll be great. I'm like, okay, we're gonna do good, and then it goes just downhill until I'm about ready to say, okay, I'm gonna cut out, and then yeah. So
it wasn't even that. It was the funniest thing because you roll the dice and then that determines what your outcome is.
Yeah.
And because he rolled snake eyes, his outcome was roll 1d6 of damage.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so, and then he rolls, and of course, it's a 6 because of course it is. It's not that he can just roll low; it's he will roll whatever he doesn't need.
Oh, I was going to say, if he rolls low, he wants to play ASL, then, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Then I'd roll high. It's
Yeah. Okay. Talking about those legendary games and ATS.
Yeah.
Just suppose I'm asking for a friend. Right, that what would be the best thing to buy to try ATS?
Are you
If you
guys
try
over?
this first? Like Reluctant Enemies is the go-to game probably for OCS.
There's actually a few starter kits for ATS, like there is ASL, and I'd recommend those because it comes with everything you need and Then the nice thing about, and I'll be honest with you, the ATS starter kit, the rules you learn are exactly the same rules you'll play with in the full version of ATS.
Isn't that the same with ASL?
No, their starter kit rules are different.
Ah. So
you're missing the three things. You're missing the three things that make ASL when you use the starter kit.
Money, and money. Is that the ones?
No, it's sniper, multi level buildings, and bypass movement.
Right. So what you're saying is ATS is a more self-contained thing.
The starter kit, yes.
If you do the starter kit, they don't use all the official rules.
Right, I didn't realize that. No, I've got one of the starter kits, and that's great as his game, I would think.
I know people that just play the starter kit. They never take that next step into full ASL.
Yeah, and the same with ATS?
No. Usually most ATS with ATS, oh my God. Most ATS games, I would say jump to the full rules. They're not that hard. Matter of fact,
is it a book like that?
It's 74 pages.
Oh, right. So it's a proper game's worth. Yeah, you've been tempting me. I don't know.
But you won't and a lot of the hardest part is the armor. And that's the same thing I've heard with ASL, it's the armor. I actually was planning, I'm getting a set of ATS scenarios that I plan on doing videos about.
I know you've done some ATS videos already, but will you be doing some idiot proof? I'm talking to me. Yeah. I'm looking for good infantry only scenarios because the armor I am still tweaking with.
I've got it, but I don't have it strongly down yet. But infantry, mortars, machine guns, howitzers, even artillery, even like off-board artillery, I'm pretty good with. The armor, me and Mitch are still working on my comfort on the armor. So, but I want to do some, and it's hedgerows. So it's like Normandy, that area. So I thought I would have had it by now, but it got lost someplace in between Wisconsin and Detroit. Just showed up in Detroit this morning. So, and now, for me, Detroit's 45 minutes away, so I'll have it Monday. Basically, they'll get it to the post local post here Monday.
Yeah, want to have a look and see some and see if I like.
And I actually, I've talked to and I want to clarify with Mitch, but he said he would help me out. We may do a live stream, or I may record a session of a turn of our current scenario that we're playing. We're almost through the first turn. I might do a full second turn, and it's a system that gives you the depth without having the rules overhead of a 3-ring binder. Now, I do have it in a 3-ring binder, but it's only 74 pages, and some of it's extra rules, some of it, you don't use as much, and it's pretty easy basic on that. I just didn't want to put it in.
Yeah, I love my lock and load tactical. That's enough for me.
This is that next step up. This is that step between lock and load tactical and ASL.
Right.
And I love it because, Mitch, basically, when we did our infantry scenarios, I ran through the rules, we worked through one scenario, and boom, I was playing without a problem. So, yeah, it's one of those things that, and I can't say I tried ASL. I tried it, and I was just like, I didn't want to. Like, I felt like I was in school again, not teaching. I was the student. Which is why
I love lock and load tactical. So
lock and load tactical is too
Hollywoody.
Yeah, I don't want to say bad because or simple because there's a lot to it. It just didn't fit me.
But it's
the same. TS is very bloody, so when you hit, you cause a casualty. You immediately lose.
It can be very bloody.
Yeah. And I love it. It's also a 10-sided dice.
Your counters are what? Four stacks to a counter?
4 steps to a counter. Yep.
So you're doing like 2 steps just to flip a counter over. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's you have one counter and then you add a casualty to it. If you get hit again, you flip it over. You take that casualty off. You can get hit 2 more times before it's dead. So you can get hit 4 times.
Yes, then with the old skull and crossbone counter. In some of the games,
and I like the bloodiness of it. It makes it more interesting for sure.
But
and I love the impulse system. That's what sold me on the system. It's not I move everything and then you move everything. It's like I'll activate either this stack or this tank or this unit, and then the other person activates 1 hex.
But that's the same in lock and load.
Just like lock and load.
Yeah. And to me, and which is why I went for lock, which I not just I wanted to learn, but anytime the impulse system is something that's great, and I think it makes the flow of the game better because I'm not. And the one big thing about OCS, and I didn't get to say this with Kev, but I think he would kind of agree with me, is that there's a lot of downtime, because it's an I go you go,
right. So you can.
And so in the large scenarios I have, does that use the impulse system too? By the way, Jester,
are those examples?
Do those use the impulse system?
I don't know because I haven't played the last 100 yards.
Are you just showing off?
I'm just trying to show you some of the tactical choices you have.
Oh,
yeah. The reason I know. Heswell loves last 100 yards, and I'm teetering, but it's got this hidden information. Now you can play it solo, but I don't know. I've been watching Heathwell's videos, and I don't know. It's on my list.
Wardrobe. We do not play the advance to contact rules. We play we play strictly impulse. We threw that out. I never play that. There's a few. So there's this. They've tweaked it to where you can do the I go you go until you hit a certain casualty, but that's not why I like the system, and that's not why Mitch likes the system either. We like the impulse going back and forth, and
it makes sense as well.
Yeah,
you can react to something that somebody's just done, or not,
or it may open up a hole. You're like, oh, I can go in there now. It does. The only problem is when you're like, okay, so a few of the scenarios when you're the defense, you really don't want to do anything.
Yeah, you're going
to pass. So sometimes it's like, okay, do something other than opportunity fire on me as I'm coming across the open bridge, which is always fun. But yeah.
But then that's all you can do, isn't it? You just gotta
run. Go for it. Yeah.
Because there's no other option. So you send out some bullet sponges.
Yep. Send out the cannon fodder. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, Last 100 yards, good option.
Yeah,
Actually, beginning of the end, Normandy.
nobody plays that. I've not seen it.
Pretty decent system. Not a lot of people know about this one.
Yeah, there's no. I don't think there's any video.
This game is actually really good, and also Paths to Hell, which is actually, I think there's three games in this series, which is pretty good too as well.
But I'm thinking the Normandy one, is that a system in this? Doesn't that one have
it's the
War one or something with that?
Warstorm series. What?
Yeah, the Warstorm series. Is that the one that has like Spanish Civil War tactical?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's called the Brachia or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, I'm thinking, ATS, I'm thinking, last 100 yards. I've only got about 50 games. I'm pretty lightweight, but I haven't played them all yet. So, but us wargamers will buy other blooming games and stick them on the shelf, and we'll say we're going to get round to that.
We will, so sooner or later.
You know,
I've made a goal for myself, especially for 2021, to watch less TV and put games on the table to play. Maybe not record them, but at least get them on the table to play them.
That's what the other reason I got the tables. I mean, I've got to fit down here. I mean, I'm in the back of the lounge here, and it's not that big. So I've got to clear a load of stuff that's in the way here, so I can put my tables up against the window. But I can then get a game out that I can just sit and play while there's something else being videoed.
Mm-hmm.
So not only will I be learning it for next time, but I think I've videoed that, but I fancy a game of, this or that, So, that's what I'm looking forward to, having more than one game out rather than having to go on.
Like I said, I have two desks. One's quite a narrow desk, and that's what I filmed on last night. There's not much room. And then I got this 1950s. It's a great desk. I mean, it's deep. It's almost 30. It's almost 36 inches deep. I can almost put two maps vertically, front to back. It's that big. And so I like using that for the larger war games, which is what I would be doing.
But there's 6 foot by 5 desk. I've never had this. It's been I can fit anything on it. And it's the old ones that has like the side of your desk. It has all out the things you can put your play sheets on.
Yep. Yeah. I have one on each side. So yeah. So I actually got that for free, and I refinished it. And I had a buddy help me refinish it. I'm not that skilled.
You just need to put a tablecloth over it like I do. It doesn't matter what it looks like. But I've gone a bit retro. I've gone, I had a retro thing, and I bought some old games and all that. And I bought the old Tokyo Express, and this is 1995. Yep. I've also gone a bit. I've bought another couple of games because I do like a bargain on the old eBays. So I've got second, and this is Devon, if he's still on. This is blooming full. It's 6th Fleet.
Oh, you get into the Fleet series.
It looks great, but
I've heard great things about it. I really have. 2
maps, and they're that way. So I need a wide desk. So with that thing, so pick that up for a very good price. I don't know what condition it's in. Again, it was about 15, 20 quid. So and I went after 2nd Fleet. Some guy was selling one on Ball Game Geek for 30 odd quid. And I thought, I'll have that because
that's right for both of those. Those are two of the more common ones too.
Yeah, but he sold it, so I missed out. The reason I want that one is because it's around my part of the world.
Yep.
So,
I had the Fleet series, and I'm like, ugh. No, I'm not going to get into it right now. Apparently, there's supposedly remakes coming out of that whole series.
And if they do, it's like Carrier. There's a remake of that coming out. I haven't seen it yet. I might print off the one to play it, and if I get the new one, I get the new one.
I heard the new Carrier is different in some, it's different location or something like that. I can't remember.
It's not just an update revamp, which Compass Games tend to do.
Yeah, I think they kind of revamped it, but they moved the location. For some reason, I'm thinking the Coral Sea, but I could be wrong. I'm not gonna say for sure.
So. I might have printed out Carrier and give that a go. I can't wait. But so many games. Like the Nowhere Man said in the Yellow Submarine, showing me age now. So many games, so little time.
Yeah,
That's right.
but I'm definitely wanting to I catch myself just watching crap on TV.
Yeah, don't.
And it sucks me in. And I should just last night. So last night, the reason I watched Jester, I finished watching your thing. I didn't want to be on the same time, but I walked out and my wife and her friend were watching TV, and I could have gone downstairs and just killed time. And I'm like, nope, I'm going to put something on the desk and get it played. And I've wanted to do the Nemo's War, and it's great fun. I enjoyed it. It was just
a war game.
So yeah.
Oh,
it would be. See, Jester,
not
it would
a
be
war game.
Jester. It would be. Well, neither were you playing a war game, so don't go there.
I never said mine was.
Mine is like a DVG war game, solitaire war game.
No, it's not.
Nemo's War, yeah.
It's like War of the Worlds, isn't it?
Where is your
It's fantasy.
you did get Tony, you got the All Bridges Burning, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Have you looked at that at all?
Not in great detail. I'm waiting for the update kit to come.
Oh, what kind of update kit are we talking about?
Well, it's an errata kit, so there's a few cards, and yeah, it was that Imperial Struggle and Versailles 1919. There were some.
Sorry, they brought out an errata for a game that's just been released, an errata pack.
It's free though. They're sending it out as soon as they get it, and I think they're supposed to get it in December.
Should they have waited another 2 months before they released it then, and then released it? I don't know. But they're making it right, and they're making it right for free. So if you bought the game, yeah. So I'm waiting for that to come out before I really. Oh, that's fair enough. Yeah.
Because I have two of those. So I have Imperial Struggle, and I have the All Bridges Burning. So I've got those two. So I'm just waiting for that to come before I put that on the board. I really want to, because the AI system is totally different. I think it's totally different from
the other coin game.
Yeah. And honestly, once you get past Fire in the Lake, they're different. Like the first three, so Andean Abyss, A Distant Plane, Cuba Libre, and Fire in the Lake, they all are very, very similar. But once you get off of that, volume 5 is the American Revolution. To me, that's different. That feels different. I mean, the mechanics are the same, but it feels big time different. And then going from there on, I feel like they're all different. Pendragon.
You love a bit of American Revolution, don't you?
Love me some American Revolution, yeah.
And the thing with me, they don't rock my boat, but the one I would try, and I'm tempted, is the space one.
I need to get that so I can compare it. I do need to get that. I've played a ton of Coin. I like it, and honestly, it would be a hole in the collection.
Well, because that appeals to me, because it's not set around something I have to like or don't like.
Yeah.
It's aliens, and that might do it for me, Jessa. That might do it. The Coin series.
Well, it looks like good. I mean, I've got it pre-ordered, so
I've got it. Well, that's the other thing.
Hopefully, they'll get around to printing it one of these years. So,
second chance games are going on about what's going to happen with GMT, and thanks for all the things you've done for us, GMT. I'm not sure if they're. I hope they're not saying bye-bye, because I'll be right stuck with the 25 games.
From what I heard, they're staying the same. They're keeping everything good to go.
I hope everything's tickety-boo. Because it's with the problem America has is with the EU. We're not in the EU anymore.
Yeah, I think they probably had to do something different with them. So, but I wonder if we'll have better shipping over there. That'd be kind of nice.
Yeah.
If enough of your people over there order it, I'm sure they'll ship it over there. If they can make money on it, they'll find a way to do it.
There's some stupid percentage of European players that play the games, which if we didn't buy them anymore, a lot of companies would notice the difference. So it's something like 40% or some stupid percentage of European players who buy the games, and from what I get, I could be wrong, but it's a big chunk. The market, the European market, UK and European market, is a big chunk of America's sales. So everybody'd be daft not to do something about it, wouldn't they?
Well, at least GMT is sending out that update, because I haven't mentioned this because we've had some guests the last couple weeks, but my DVG saga continues because they refuse to do anything about this. So shame on DVD or DVG, because they misprinted all the expansion cards. Emails back and forth. Months later, we're now walking on 3 months already.
It'll be a
you
while.
guys promised me that they were going to take care of it, and the last I heard, they were still looking at options. They try to make everything correct.
When they get a Kickstarter going to get printed, I had to wait a year for the errata, because that's when the stuff was printed, and they got the errata printed at the same time. You'll get it, but it won't be next week.
It's funny how they can continue putting out Kickstarters and creating new games and putting out new videos, but they can't figure out what they're going to do to fix the goddamn problem that they caused the last time with their last Kickstarter.
Well, they'll sort that out.
I'll be curious, because I ordered the expansion kits, the other leader expansion kits that they had, that Kickstarter.
I was going to do that, but
don't do it. I'm telling you.
I already did. It's already done. I can't take it back. But I wonder if my hope is that your issue and you're throwing a rant, make sure that it's accurate for this.
They're shouting down the phone somewhere to someone in China. For God's sake, don't. Yeah.
Well, I specifically asked David Heath, and we had him on a couple weeks ago from Lock and Load, about, I was having an issue. I didn't mention who or what, but what could have caused this issue? And he said it was the printer and somebody not doing their job at the company to make sure they were getting the right quality stuff, which was what I was assuming, but I didn't want to say that until I know for sure. So somebody in DVG effed up. They haven't done anything about it. We have customers.
No. He said once they start printing, they have no control over that, because they could have everything to the right exactly the same, but each printer is different.
And they said they don't have color coding.
Yeah,
stuff.
they're color coding. Yeah. He was saying that it wasn't in this case, DVG did all the right things, but unfortunately, they won't know it until after it gets shipped.
He also said they should have proofread or proof tested everything.
I would have thought they would have sent out a gross of cards as a sample. Okay, it may put the Kickstarter back another month, but they send out a gross of the cards, and you go, oh no, they're not. No, they're not right.
Right.
And get that sent, but they didn't do that.
Well, if I'm a company and I have somebody print me a bunch of stuff and they send it to me and it's all wrong, I don't pay them. Yeah. Right? I don't say, oh, okay, it's fine, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I don't care if they're in China. I don't care if they're in China and you have translation problems. The translation problems will fix themselves when you don't pay them and they go, well, why didn't you pay us? Yeah, then all of a sudden, they're going to be able to speak English really well to figure out where the goddamn money is.
Yeah, but I'm not DVG, so I can't. But it will get sorted. It might take a while.
I can guarantee they ain't going to do jack about this.
They will. I'm sure. Well, I'm not, related to anybody at DVG, but I'm sure they will. But going from what they've done in the past, it might take time though.
Well, it shouldn't, because these games are sitting here doing nothing because they screwed them up. You have, plenty of people. It wasn't just me that ordered these things. So,
but you'll get aficionados and fans of games and look at Flight Leader. You start bad mouthing that, and you get a load of grief because there are some real die-hard fans, and it's the same with DVG. They can do companies can do no wrong if you love their games. I love their games, and but because of situations, I haven't put in for the Italian sub one. I didn't put in for the fantasy one because that didn't appeal to me too much.
I'm not buying any of their crap anymore.
No, but that's a shame, isn't it? That's a shame because they are good games.
I mean, they lost me as a customer, and all they're going to do is piss me off, and I'm going to make video after video after video of it, and make everyone aware so that they'll lose other customers because
their Kickstarters get funded in hours. It's and.
Just don't buy the expansion.
If we just went through this rough, okay?
I know.
Wait a minute. No. You haven't heard my point.
Go on then.
The point is, GMT just put out 2 or 3 games that had issues. They're already within a month, maybe 2, already have replacements sent out to their people for free. So if GMT can do it within a month or 2, it's been 3 months already from DVG, and I haven't heard jack unless I email her every week to find out what's going on, and I get the same reply. We're still looking into it. We're trying to find what's the way she put it? We're trying to find a solution that's going to best suit everyone or something like that.
All right. And in the
so if GMT can do this within 2 months, how come it's 3 months and I don't have jack from DVG yet?
One of the reasons might be
stop protecting them and telling us that there's homeboys out there that are going to protect them, and then not come up with a good explanation of why they're not doing this.
All I can say, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here because I love to wind you up and it's working, that GMT are huge compared to DVG.
Who?
GMT are a huge company compared to DVG. DVG are quite a small company.
Okay.
So they may not have the resources and clout. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm not making excuses. I'm not sticking up for them. I'm just
that has nothing to do with it.
All right.
If I'm a small company and doesn't matter if I've got 5 million people or I got 50 people in my store. When I have something printed and it comes to me and it's wrong, I don't pay that person until they fix the problem. I don't tell my customers, oh, sorry, we don't know what we're doing about this yet for 3 months. There's no reason for that.
That's what I would do. Being an ex-business owner, that's what I would do. But I can't speak for it. I'm just trying to put stuff out there, to wind you up.
When I say this is an issue, you can't tell me, well, it's because they're a small company. No, it doesn't matter the size of the company. You're trying to give me excuses just like they are. That we're in the process. It doesn't take 3 months to come up with a process to fix this problem. It shouldn't take 3 months.
I'm going to
stop.
If
they were a big company and they had 5,000 employees, then yes, maybe it takes a couple months because it's got to go through the chain. But because they're a small company, it should go from the peon up to the head guy, and the head guy should figure out what the hell he's going to do about this and fix it. And they haven't for 3 months.
I'm going to stop now because your hair is starting to stand on end, and that's worrying from a health point of view. Now I'm going to stop now. I'm not defending them. I'm just putting out their stuff. Tony, you've been very quiet. Help.
No, you started this. No, I was just reading through the chat, and somebody said the Compass is working on a Ireland, an Ireland coin game, and yes, I am in for that. So I'm definitely in for that for sure. And I actually buy from Noble Knight now. ATS, I buy from Noble Knight now. because they actually picture the contents. I don't buy direct from Critical Hit anymore, and that's another rant that I would like to go on. But I know people agree with me on that one.
Can I backtrack? An Ireland coin game. What's that about? The Troubles?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
Bit close to home.
Yep.
Well, they have one called Pendragon.
Yeah, but
no, we're talking the Northern Ireland, the Protestants, the Catholics. You know, the more recent than Pendragon. And Pendragon is southern. Pendragon's southern England, anyways, not Ireland.
Yeah, that's your Cornwall Devon nonsense. And,
it's England.
It's not Ireland.
And
who cares about Ireland?
It's been going on.
I do. I am Scotch Irish. I care about Ireland and the northern half of England.
Yeah, but it's been going on since Oliver Cromwell. He's the man to blame. Oliver Cromwell. It's been going on for hundreds of years. We'd like to forget about it and move on and be, chummy.
If you're looking for Pendragon for your area, or you're looking for a coin game that's in your area, Pendragon is all of England.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
It's southern. It's Devon and Cornwall, which are countries unto themselves.
It's actually no. It's all of southern England. It's not Scotland. It stops at kind of Scotland.
Southern England. You've got Midlands, and you've got Northern England. It doesn't go Southern England, then Scotland.
No, I know. It's got Northern England, Southern England, Cornwall, Wales.
It's England, is it? Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it's all of England only.
Right, okay.
What's this up here?
That's Scotland.
Caledonia.
That's Scotland, actually. Current Scotland.
Oh, really? It's Scotland? Are you kidding me? Just like I said? Argue with me, you.
I don't know.
I said it wasn't Ireland. It wasn't Ireland.
So am I. I think we all are. I mean, I've got Scots and Irish in my family.
Yeah, I'm Scotch Irish all the way. Actually, it's funny because when I traced it and just kind of going off tangent because I don't care because I just want to see Jester lose it. My Irish side actually lived in Exeter for a generation before they came.
Yeah.
They actually went over to before they came to the United States. They lived in Exeter.
Well, that's by the coast.
Exeter. Yeah, it's on the coast there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's in England.
Yep. Yeah, so they lived in.
Let me read you the box. All right, this is printed on the box. Pendragon, the fall of Roman Britain, is based upon the fall of Roman Britannia from the first large-scale raids of Irish, Pictish, and Saxon raiders on the island.
Okay, that's on that island. That's not on Ireland.
It's the Irish dudes.
There's just one of those.
Potato?
That's
famine,
England.
yeah, potato famine.
England.
Have a good fun. Have fun.
Wait, was that actually what you guys were talking about?
No, it wasn't worth it. Okay.
I just decided to run away.
My daughter, yeah.
Bye.
Is that your shit, Tony?
That's my daughter.
Oh, your daughter. Right.
Yeah.
Get a bit lippy there.
Pro.
Tell her to come say hi.
I'm not happy with DVG.
Oh yeah, and I understand completely. I understand completely. And I'm not defending them. I'm just saying, Tony, tell her to say hi.
She's already out. She already ran out.
Get your sprog.
No, my daughter. My wife was in here. So I'll bring my next week. I'll have my daughter come on and say hi.
Good. And my wife won't come on either. She go, oh no.
We got a lot to talk to your wife about.
What, mine?
Yeah.
Don't mention tables.
I was going to say, all you had to say is table.
Well, I hope you got something really good for her for Christmas. That's all I'm saying.
Money. I've spent it all on tables. But talking about coin games, that space one, I think might be. Hiya, darling.
This is my wife, Karen.
She must be a
Hi,
baby.
Karen. Hey, Karen.
Oh,
Karen,
oh,
wait a
okay.
second. Karen.
Okay,
Karen.
here comes my daughter.
Nice to meet you. Hey, very cool.
Tell Karen to come here for a second.
Hey, Karen.
Karen, they want to speak to you.
Not me, Jester.
Yeah, it's Jester. I know.
So, Karen, I got a question for you. This is serious. Does Tony talk as much at home with you guys as he does on our show? Because, like, literally, we'll ask him a yes or no question, and he'll be rambling on for like 5 minutes.
Yes, that's about right.
The word is.
See, we know the truth now.
All right, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Mind you,
Karen.
we wouldn't be allowed to do this if they didn't agree with it.
Now, see,
Yeah,
if you called my wife in, right, and you said, "Is Jester a grumpy old man that's bitches about things all the time?" She would say yes.
Yeah.
You're seeing me. I'm not any different on here than I am. Actually, I think that's why I teach. When I teach, the kids love it because I do go off on the tangents.
I'm the same.
And I do tell the kind of the story behind. I don't just say, okay, the Declaration of Independence was signed by July 4, 1776, which actually wasn't. That was when it was
Oh my
ratified.
God, get your point.
But I tell the story behind, like, these people put their lives on the line. If this didn't work, they would be dead. So I'd add things like this to give a little more context on how important this was. And I think they really like it. But unfortunately, that means I end up.
Same here. I think people get the real us. This is what I'm like, unfortunately. And on my videos, I've been told off on my videos because I'm a bit of a performer. And when I play games or when I'm reading the back of a box, some guy was saying, "Can you be? I love your videos, Ruff, but can you be a little bit less theatrical?" I said, "No, that's what I'm like. When I'm reading the back of the box, I get drawn into the back of the box when I'm reading the description. You get what you get. This is what we're like, I'm afraid. Love it.
That's
Yeah.
it.
But I think that's what we
Viper
want.
Dave finally showed up.
Yeah.
Who?
Viper Dave showed up.
No, there Viper Dave's here. All right. Viper.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to get going here in about 4 or 5 minutes. So, any last thoughts?
I have many thoughts, but I'll probably not say them out loud. But no, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
No. I plan on playing a lot more. I hope to record more. I'm getting more comfortable with recording when my kids are still here because they're usually quiet. My whole thing is I used to like to record when they were still at school. I'd get home before they got home and it was quiet. But now I'm kind of like, guys, I'm recording, and then they'll just not be as loud. So
yeah.
hopefully they'll get more out.
Yeah. I like to record during the day when I've got a bit of natural light. I know I've got some lights or a light, but it's not great at night time. So I like to record during the day. So yeah, but now everybody's at home, or the wife works from home a heck of a lot. And she does conference calls, and she's quite loud. And I have to tell her, please, So yes, I understand that. So when are we going to get SPQR?
Next week or two. I got to finish Rock of the Marne first.
All right.
And
What do you
my
guys
goal is
think of
to
my
get-
video I did on the Warriors of God?
I liked it. That's kind of fun because here's what I liked about it is you read the rules, but you put it together.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you put it together. You showed what it was supposed to happen.
I think
it was. I'm shutting up. Okay.
I thought instead of me just sitting here reading the rule book, why don't I just get the stupid thing out, go through the rule book and record it so that everyone could possibly do the same thing and actually see it in process. So, I thought, whatever. And I haven't really had any feedback from anybody.
Oh, you haven't? How it's worked? You don't know what?
Yeah, I don't know, if people are like, oh, that's great, or if it's like, I'm not watching this because, if I'm going to watch something, I want somebody to teach me, and you're not teaching me anything.
Well, you are. You're teaching them the game. It's let's learn together, isn't it? Sort of thing. So.
Well, I mean, as opposed to like a tutorial that goes through and says, this is what you do and this is how you do it. This is more going through and trying to figure it out as we go along, type thing.
Well, what I'm going to do is SPQR is I'm actually going to play a whole turn all the way through.
That learning game.
Yeah, because it's only a few, and I can really focus in on just those few pieces. I'm not going to go through all this is an exception, there's an exception here. No, I want to basically get it to the point where you can play it after watching my videos, and then as rules come up, as situations come up, you can look in the rules. I just realized I hated how much the rules are set up, and we've talked about this. I don't need to go.
What's the complexity of that rated?
7.
I think so.
9.
Do you have that right there? Because mine's in the basement.
It says 6.
Okay. It's honestly, it's not that complex. It's just the way the rules were written makes it complex. And I think in some cases
that thing about extra chrome, and it's not the complexity, it's the amount of different little rules, isn't it?
Yeah, and honestly, looking through it, the rules that you use, you're going to use, 30%. Hey, David. You're going to use, probably 40% of the rules, 90 to 95% of the time. There's always just that 1 or 2 exceptions. The elephants are the exceptions. I don't have any elephants in that play. There's only a few scenarios. I'm not going to go through that. Or if I do, I'll do like an addendum. Hey, here's the rules for the elephants. But I'm not going to go, no. It's...
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's the same. I'm recording, I hope to get up next week, Men of Iron. And because I'm doing the small Agincourt battle, not everything is applicable. There aren't many charges because it's, and this, that, and the other. So you're not going to get every nuance of the rules in and with one, scenario, one battle. So, but yeah, I'm enjoying that. And as I explained in the video, that's a nice little intro for me into the step up of the great battles of history, because there's some similarities there with activations and all that with leaders and trumping. They call it trumping in great battles of history. There are
higher rank leader.
Yeah, there are little
equal to or higher, and you have to roll under it. If you don't, it's that leader. It's a gamble.
Yeah, and it's
we know what I should do. I shouldn't try it.
Don't try it. That's what I said. But in this game, you get like seizure counters, so you can play one and try and trump somebody. But if you lose, they get a free activation again. A bit like Great Battles of History. So there's some similarities there. Great little system, by the way. Great little system.
Good.
Yeah, let's see. Last Sunday morning, we reorganized the basement, so now I have my games in 3 places instead of like 7. So,
are they organized on the shelf?
Yes, I've got one whole shelf with a little bit of room for expansion. So I have my GMT shelf, which I have plenty of room to add more GMT games. And then I have kind of my everything not war game area. And then I have this other shelf, and that one's got some areas, and that's got all my other war games on it. So I've got them in 3 locations. And the problem is they're right behind me when I'm teaching, and I'm looking at them all day going, I want to play. It's like a tease.
Nice. Saw the picture on Facebook you posted. You typed out one of your skills, yeah.
Right. Well, unfortunately, it's already been 2 hours. So what have we been doing this whole time? Good Lord, where's it go?
It was quick.
Fly by, doesn't it? Jeez. Yeah. Well, it's also awful nice of Big Board Gaming Kev to come by and spend some time with us. That was awesome. Hope to have him on again.
Yeah, Mitch said thanks. He really enjoyed it. Had a lot of fun.
And last week, Mitch, he was fun to talk with. And it's interesting because they said kind of their answers were not, they were kind of different answers from different views, and that's always good to hear from different people. It's it's not just except for Kev mostly agreed with me, so that's awesome too.
Yeah, he wants things to get updated too. Well, I think we all do.
Yeah, I think
There's a few grumpy vocal people that just cause problems or just want to complain. Like you said, they just want to complain about something.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah, we all want improvements and updates. Things looking good, and we all want that, don't we?
Right. All right, guys. Well, we will see everyone again next week. It's been fun, Tony and Ruff, as usual. Maybe we'll have to make a extra long episode next week so we can catch up on all these things. We didn't even cover any things that I wanted to really talk about, but we'll have to do that again some other time. But thanks to everyone that came out today. We do appreciate it. Spend some time with us. It's always nice to see people having chats and asking questions and stuff. So it's always good to see you guys out here. And we will see everyone next week. So until then, take care, guys.
See ya.